This recording is part of an exhibition created by the Art History 317 class in the spring of 2019 at the University of Mary Washington. The exhibition focuses on Margaret Sutton, a 20th century artist and graduate of Mary Washington. Margaret Sutton worked primarily in New York City from 1926 until her death in 1990. She studied at Hans Hofmann's art school, where she met her friends Alfred and Gertrude Leavitt. After Sutton's passing, her entire portfolio was donated to her alma mater, allowing future generations to study her work. The death of my sainted mother, seen here, like the majority of her watercolors, is approximately dated to the 1940s. This work, unlike many of her others, is unique in that it has been given a title. Its full title, penciled in at the bottom of the work, reads, "The Death of My Sainted Mother," depicting the ascent of the spirit and the descent of the flesh. This piece bears a marked significance to many depictions of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary in art. This concept is defined by the Catholic Church as when the Virgin Mary had completed her earthly life and was assumed into the heavens with glory. When looking at the death of my sainted mother, the inspiration for the work as the Assumption is practically undeniable. The mother is the central figure in this image, but she is in two separate pieces. The soul is a winged head and heart, while the body stretches up from a casket in a grave. But this picture captures the separation of the two and the clear divide between flesh and spirit, like the title says. She is being crowned, a symbol of her shift from a human to a saint and heavenly being. As with most depictions of the Assumption, she is surrounded by figures who reach up to her, praising her ascension and grieving her death at the same time. There's a figure in the top left corner, a head with wings. Many Renaissance works depicted angels in this way, and Sutton certainly could have drawn influence there. Throughout this painting, though the religious subject matter is unlike most of her work, splashes of Sutton's consistent creativity show through. Eyes are a common motif in many of her paintings in this exhibition, and here they are the most prominent feature of each figure's face. The vibrant cobalt blue that makes up the background in this painting is one of Sutton's favorite hues and is common throughout almost every watercolor she created. Her use of warm reds and yellows is also typical of her work and adds contrast. Sutton's masterful ability to use color was part of her studies under Hofmann. Depicting the Assumption of the Virgin Mary, The Death of My Sainted Mother is Margaret Sutton's reinterpretation of a classic subject of religious art.